I didn't stop running. Not when my legs began to shake. Not when stones cut my feet. Not when people on the street turned to stare. Not even when an Okada rider shouted, "Madam, wetin happen?" I couldn't stop. Because stopping felt like dying. I held my ID card so tightly it almost tore. Sweat filled my eyes. My breath scraped my throat. But I kept running. Because if Daniel walked out of that bathroom 1 minute earlier, if he checked his phone before I saw the message, if he caught me still inside that house, I don't know if I would be alive. The road blurred. My heartbeat became louder than the Lagos noise around me. My mind repeated one sentence over and over like a warning bell. Tonight. He was going to handle you tonight. Handle me. Like I was a chore. A problem. A thing he could remove. My chest tightened. I kept running until I reached the main road, the one with the old abandoned kiosk and the broken streetlight that always flickered. I collapsed beside the kiosk, breathing hard. Cars passed. People walked by. Life continued like nothing had happened to me. But I was not the same woman who woke up that morning. I was someone who had seen the truth about her life. And barely escaped it. I needed a safe place. But where? I couldn't go to my mother's house, Daniel knew the location. I couldn't go to my friend Joy, Daniel knew her too. I couldn't go to any family or church member. He knew everyone. He knew everywhere. Then one name came to my mind like a quiet light. Mama Rose. The only person who had warned me. The only person who believed something was wrong. The only person who held my hand when I was shaking. I forced myself up and limped toward her street. Every sound behind me made me jump. Every Okada horn made my breath stop. Every shadow felt like someone following me. By the time I reached her gate, my entire body was trembling. I knocked. Once. Twice. The door opened slightly, and when she saw my face, she pulled me inside immediately. "Jesus," she cried. "My daughter, what happened? Why are your feet bleeding? Why are you shaking like this?" I couldn't talk. The words were trapped inside tears that refused to fall. She helped me sit down, brought water, wiped my feet, and held my hands. "Talk to me," she whispered. "What happened?" I opened my mouth, but no sound came. All I managed to say was, "His phone, text, tonight, handle me." Mama Rose's face changed. Slowly. Deeply. Dangerously. Then she stood up and locked her front and back doors. One by one. Firmly. Quietly. After she sat down, she said, "My daughter, you will not step foot in that house again." I nodded. Because my heart already knew. If I went back, I would never walk out again. The sun began to set. Outside, kids were still playing. People were still laughing. Life was normal. But inside that small parlor, my world was falling apart. I wrapped myself in a blanket, shaking from fear and shock. Mama Rose cooked rice and brought it to me. "Eat," she said. I tried. The spoon touched my lips, and I suddenly dropped it. Because I remembered what Daniel told the other woman. "If you don't handle her tonight, I will." A cold chill ran through my body. I touched my chest and whispered, "Did he ever love me?" Mama Rose sighed deeply. "Some men love with their mouth," she said. "But their actions reveal their truth." I cried quietly, not loud, not dramatic tears. Silent tears. Tears that felt like they were coming from my bones. She held my shoulder gently. "You will not cry forever," she whispered. "You will rise." But that night, I couldn't see any rising. I saw only darkness. At midnight, we heard something. A sound outside her fence. A slow crunch on gravel. Like someone walking around the house. I held my breath. Mama Rose turned off the lights. We stayed still. The footsteps moved, slowly, circling the house, once, twice. Then they stopped near the back window. The same window where someone had stood outside my house. My heart beat so fast I could feel it in my throat. Mama Rose grabbed my hand, whispering, "Don't move." Minutes passed. But it felt like hours. Finally, the footsteps faded away. Silence returned. But fear did not. That night, I did not sleep. I watched the door. I watched the window. I watched the shadows. And as I watched, I realized something. This was not just a cheating scandal. Not jealousy. Not heartbreak. This was life or death. And somebody, maybe more than one person, wanted me out of the picture. But why? What did I know that they thought I knew? What secret was buried in my marriage? What truth was hidden behind Daniel's smile? I didn't have answers. But I knew one thing. I needed to find the truth before the truth found me. Everything depended on it. My peace. My life. My future. My freedom. And that is how the next chapter of my life began. Not as a wife. But as a woman running from a danger she didn't yet understand. Morning came, but it didn't feel like morning. The sun was shining, but my world was still dark. I sat on the edge of the sofa, my hands wrapped around my knees, staring at nothing. Mama Rose made me tea and placed it beside me. "Drink small," she whispered. "You need strength." I nodded but didn't touch it. My mind was still running even though my body was exhausted. As I sat there, the same questions kept repeating. Why did Daniel want to handle me? Why did the other woman want me gone? Why did someone stand outside my window at night? Who sent that photo? Why did his mother warn me? Nothing made sense. Absolutely nothing. But one thing was clear. I could not go back home. I could not call anyone. I could not trust anyone tied to Daniel. I was alone. For real. Around noon, my phone, which had been silent since yesterday, suddenly switched on by itself. The screen lit up. One new message. Just one. From an unknown number. My stomach twisted. With shaky hands, I opened it. It said, "If you want the truth, don't go home. Meet me at the old mechanic yard behind Ajij Market at 6 p.m. Come alone." I froze. Who sent this? How did they get my number? What truth? Was it a trap? Or was someone trying to help me? My heart raced. I showed Mama Rose. She frowned deeply. "This looks dangerous," she said. I nodded. Everything already feels dangerous. She kept quiet for a moment, then sighed. "Do you want to go?" "I have to," I whispered. "I need to know why this is happening." She looked at me with sad eyes, then nodded slowly. "Then you will not go alone. I will follow from a distance." Relief washed over me. But fear still sat in my chest like a stone. The hours crawled. Every sound made me jump. Every knock on the gate made my heart stop. Every passing car felt like danger. When the time reached 5:30 p.m., I stood up. My legs were shaking. I wore a simple gown, tied my hair, and held my ID card like it was the only thing left in my life. Mama Rose tied her scarf firmly and held my hand. "Let us go," she said quietly. We walked out together. The road was busy, but the air still felt strange, heavy, tense, as if the day itself was holding its breath. We reached the old mechanic yard at exactly 6 p.m. The place was quiet. Too quiet. Old abandoned cars stood like silent witnesses. Rusty tools lay scattered. A broken bus sat in the corner, its windows shattered. I swallowed hard. Stand there, Mama Rose whispered, pointing to a safe corner. I will watch you from here. I nodded. I stepped forward slowly. Then suddenly, a woman stepped out from behind an old car. Tall. Slim. Pretty. Wearing dark glasses. She stopped a few meters from me. Are you Daniel's wife? She asked. My heart jumped. Who are you? I asked quietly. And the world tilted. Because I knew her face. I had seen her before. On the photo. Beside my husband. Wearing his favorite shirt. She looked at me calmly and said, my name is Ada. And if you don't listen carefully, you will be dead before sunrise. My breath vanished. The ground shifted. I stared at her, unable to move, unable to think. She stepped closer, her voice cold. I didn't come here to kill you. I came here to tell you the truth about Daniel. The truth nobody told you. My lips trembled. What truth? I whispered. Ada leaned in. And what she said next was something I was never prepared to hear. Something that shattered my world into pieces. Something that proved I was never safe. Not from Daniel. Not from her. Not from the secret they shared. And this was only the beginning.